Hello there, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Diana and the Book Hunt. I'm sorry about the glasses and the reflection. I just cannot wear contacts today. As you're noticing, my voice is kind of gone, so I'm just on a bit of a sick mode at home. But I just noticed that I failed to record an intro for my vlog today, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing Triangle Tuesday as my second weekly reading vlog challenge that I'm doing for myself, where I'm picking different types of tropes that alliterate with the days of the week. So we have Triangle Tuesday today, and I'm going to be posting a video where I'm going to discuss two books, a duet by Candy Steiner, where we have a love triangle within the story. The first book is called What He Doesn't Know, and the second one is called What He Never Knew, I think. Both of these books, actually, you're going to hear myself, because I've already finished the books, you're going to hear me saying that I actually thought it was one book, but then I found out it's two books, so I just read both the books, and you're going to see my opinions and how I am reacting within the vlog when I'm reading those books. And I can promise you I was giddy. Most of the time I was really giddy. Some of the times I was really frustrated, and some of the times I wanted to throw the books, even though they were audiobooks, out of the window. This is very normal for love triangle stories. So yeah, you can expect angst, giddiness, frustration, a lot of things within this vlog. And without further ado, let's just dive in so you can see what I thought about the books. Hey you guys, I'm here to update you on my Triangle Tuesday update for this reading vlog. I just came out of the shower and I just need to kind of moisturize my face here and prepare myself for the world, even though it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon already. It's Tuesday, but I'm off today because it's a holiday today here, and I have the day off, but unfortunately my baby boy is sick. I'm using my phone as my mirror here, so bear with me. So I am going to be I thought I was going to do something today because I thought it was going to be a day off. I'm going to be able to go out with my kid. And there is this alley of the book that goes on every beginning of September here in Sofia, Bulgaria. And I really was looking forward to go and check out some books, just browse a little bit what is out at the moment, even though they're presenting almost exclusively only Bulgarian books, or at least translated books into Bulgarian. I still wanted to take a look at what was available. Maybe I could buy something that I liked, maybe something by a Bulgarian author, you never know. But because my baby is sick, I don't know whether I'm going to get a chance to go, which makes me sad. It's until the end of the week, so maybe if he feels better sometime during the weekend, maybe, I don't know when, I'm going to try and go. And in the meantime, because it's a day off, I got to do a lot of things at home, and I'm feeling very productive and very happy about the progress that I made with all the things that I needed to do. And it's 2 o'clock and I finally took a shower and I'm ready to go outside with him to this little park that we have in front of our house, where at the moment, because it's during the day, all the kids are at school, so there aren't many kids around for him to spread germs to. I'm really very cautious about that. Whenever he's sick, I don't want him to be playing with other kids and to make other people's children sick. So really I try to keep him as far away from people as I can, even from my own partner, because I don't want us to get sick all at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this update, and then I'm going to go outside finally. Um, while I was cleaning today, cooking and doing many things, going grocery shopping, I was able to pick up What He Doesn't Know by Candy Steiner. I'm already 25% into the audiobook and I absolutely love this book. The angst that I'm expecting from this book is unreal. Candy Steiner is such an amazing author. I don't know how she does it, but every time I read a book by her, even though there is just so many things that are going on that make you want to throw the book in some very sharp corner where you can kind of do some damage, you also feel for the characters, and this book is exactly the type of book that I've come to expect from her. We encounter at the beginning of the book already a very melancholy and bit of a uh, depressing tone from the heroine Charlie, because we find out that she's married and she and her husband Cameron, while they were in love when they got married, have encountered some marital difficulties. Um, Things have happened. They've gone through a loss, she mentioned, and now I'm finding out what the loss is. They have lost their twins when they were born, so this is a very big loss for them, and it probably impacted their relationship quite a bit. They've been married for about 8 years, I believe. And she is a primary school teacher at this prep school while he is working at her father's energetics company, and he is a workaholic, or at least he's presented as being a workaholic, and you're kind of starting to wonder whether he loves her at all or not, because he is very distant to her and he's always working, finding excuses not to spend time with her. So you're already getting kind of into this, how do you say it, into this point within the relationship where you know that things are going to go wrong. So we're also finding out that there's going to be a new teacher at the school where Charlie works, and the new teacher is actually an old friend of Charlie's. His name is Reese. She actually used to have a crush on him, and it turns out that Reese was also in love with Charlie back in the day, but because he's 5 years older, she was 16 at the time, he didn't feel comfortable with pursuing a relationship with her, so they never really engaged in a relationship when they were young. And now that he is back, for him at least, old feelings definitely resurface for her, because she's really stuck in the place where her marriage is at the moment. She is not yet at a stage where she is feeling things for him. But we do know that something is gonna happen there. I'm sure about it. You can mention that I'm getting giddy about a love triangle, which is very wrong in real life, obviously, but in the book, I'm just all for it. I want to see how this will impact her relationship with Cam. I want to see whether Reese is going to be the one for her, or Cameron is going to step up his game and try to win her back. I want all the angst and all the drama when it comes to a love triangle. So I'm really giddy about finding out what is going to happen. And me being kind of the dope that I am, I picked this book knowing that there's a love triangle within it and knowing nothing else. And I think that now I'm finding out that it's actually a duet. So I'm going to have to read 2 books for this vlog to find out whether it's going to be a hit or a miss for me. But I don't mind because I'm already loving the start of the book. So yeah, I'll keep you posted once I know more. At the moment, we're still at a stage. Oh, I forgot about Reese. I need to tell you about Reese. Reese, so basically, Reese's younger sister was Charlie's best friend when they were growing up, and he was Charlie's brother's best friend when they were growing up. So they were like sibling best friends crossover thing. I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, so What we found out about Reese is that actually his whole family, his mother, father, and sister, were involved in a mass shooting, and unfortunately, all three of them have passed away. So he's going through quite a bit of trauma himself. That's why he decided to go back to his hometown to kind of find a place where he feels at home, or maybe he feels some kind of a connection with his family. So he's going through quite a bit of things and trauma himself. And yeah, we're at the stage where Reese and Charlie have gone to this work Friday social drink together, and they were the only ones left, and they were kind of confiding in each other about the trauma in their life. So we do see a kind of a bonding moment between them, and yeah, I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. I'm going to stop rambling because I've been talking for about 8 minutes now, and I'm going to update you as soon as I know more. Hey you guys, it's a messy, kind of no makeup, messy ponytail kind of day for me today, because unfortunately I think that I've caught whatever my baby boy has. I don't know what it is, but it's not good. I have a sore throat. I'm kind of slowly but surely losing my voice again this year. It's a horrible, horrible thing that happens to me quite often. Unfortunately, I have very, very weak vocal abilities apparently. So yeah, whenever he gets sick, like in the past year and a half, this has been my life. Whenever he gets sick, I get sick, and yeah, we'll just need to grow out of this at some point, I hope. And the good thing is that I managed to finish What He Doesn't Know by Candy Steiner, and I'm so mad at Candy for what she did there. I know why she did it, but I think that like the whole book we spent like focusing our energy into one of the guys and rooting for him and kind of wanting Charlie to get together with him, and then in the end in comes Cameron, who has been an asshole throughout the whole book, and he does this amazing grand gesture for her, trying to win her back, and gives her, he doesn't give her an ultimatum, but he asks for something of her to kind of give them a chance to see whether they can still work it out. And I was like, oh, I didn't want that to happen. I knew that it was going to happen, obviously, because it's a duet. Now that I found out that it's a duet, you know that there's going to be a second book and a continuation of what they're going to be developing into as a threesome. But what I hated the most is that there is a new character which is introduced to us, who is Reese's girlfriend. Why? Why would he have a girlfriend that he doesn't mention to Charlie at all? I mean, come on. This is like a recipe for disaster. I think that this will make, obviously it makes sense, because this will make Charlie reconsider and want to maybe really give Cameron a chance. So it does make sense for the plot, but it just, for my emotions, I was really so in love with Reese, and now I kind of hate him too, and I hate Cameron because he was an asshole to Charlie throughout the whole first book. So yeah, I knew that there was going to be angst. I knew that I was going to get mad, and I'm not mad about the cheating. I'm not mad about I actually think that the book is done so realistically well when it comes to the emotions of someone going through what Charlie is going through. She goes through grief. She goes through, and not only grief for her babies, but grief for her relationship with Cameron. She goes through a bit of denial. She goes through rage at some point, and she also is very, I really appreciated the fact that Reese and Charlie didn't act on their emotions until like 70 or 75% into the first book. So there was really enough consideration put into the marriage. There was enough consideration put into the fact that this will really change both their lives if they were to act on their emotions, Charlie and Reese.
And I really, really love the way that it's really realistically done, in my opinion, at least. If I place myself in her shoes, I would feel the same emotions, I would have the same thoughts. So I really, really, really appreciate that. And I'm really, um, also now I've just started the second book. Literally, I'm like 2 or 3 chapters in. I'm reading about how she feels so distant to Cameron, how when he hugs her, she feels rage and a bit of aversion because of how they've grown apart, and she kind of can't imagine really warming up to him after what they've been through. And they're like, he messed up for 5 years and now he wants to fix everything in a couple of months. How is that going to happen? So those are thoughts running through her mind, which I really appreciate. um, and yeah, I really can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. I hate the newcomer in the book, but let me see how that will go. I hope that she isn't too annoying. And that would make for a nice twist where we see that Reese is conflicted about his decision too. But I don't think that will happen because he's so completely in love with Charlie. But yeah, I am I'm all up in the angst at the moment, and I'll see how far I'll come this evening. I'm not sure whether I'm going to read too much because honestly, I'm not feeling too hot at the moment, but I'll try to finish it sometime tomorrow and I'll update you once I do.
So let me just tell you, I'm a Libra, and I promise that this is going to make sense once I tell you what I'm referencing to when it comes to this vlog. I am terrible at making decisions. I'm terrible at multiple choice questions. I am terrible at having multiple things to choose from and having to make up my mind. So when reading love triangle stories like this one, I have to say that I am torn the whole time. I've been reading the second book within this duet, which is called What He Always Knew. And I have to say that Candy Steiner is the queen when it comes to taking your feelings, bringing them through a ringer, and then pulling that ringer 360 degrees the other way around and making you believe something completely else in the second book. So in the first book, I was shipping for Reese. I hated Cameron because he was neglectful towards his wife. And I was like, go ahead, girl, go have your affair. And if you love the other guy, then that's fine because he's giving you better attention and he's loving you better. And I was like, all in for Reese. And then in comes the second book, and Candy Steiner just completely obliterated my view of Reese. And then she made up for all the stupid miscommunication moments that Cameron had and made me love him so much that at this point I'm like, I don't think that she should choose Reese. I think she should stick to Cameron, which is like, what the hell? So, what I've done is something that I haven't ever done, I think, because I'm usually so curious and anxious when it comes to finding out what happens in a story. I want to read through until I find out what's going on. And now, what I've done is I've stopped my audiobook, I've put my book down as it is, exactly at the time where Charlie is going to make her choice. And why I've done that is I really want to record my opinion before I find out what happens in the book, because I've kind of been trying to analyze, kind of dissect what I've heard in the last couple of chapters, where there's kind of slight hints of foreshadowing, like Charlie saying that her love for Reese is very fiery and new, and even though they started loving each other when they were teenagers, it's something that she doesn't have much experience with, so she is really curious to explore something new. But then she goes back to Cameron saying that their love is a more quiet, a more reflective one. And then she says something like, I've made my choice, and uh, uh, maybe I should leave the quiet behind or something like that. I don't know. It was some kind of a sentence which kind of hints like she's going to leave Cameron. And then now at this chapter, we're at a moment where Cameron is packing his bags because he really believes that she's going to choose Reese. And she just came home and she's going to tell him what he has chosen. And for some reason, thinking about stories that I've read before, it always turns out that what you think is going to happen doesn't happen, so there is some kind of a twist in the book, right? So I'm kind of starting to believe that she really may choose Cameron, which is going to be great. Obviously, I'm going to be heartbroken for Reese because I did fall in love with him and I know that she loves him as well. And my heart is going to get broken just as Charlie's is when she makes her choice. But yeah, I'm kind of rooting for Cameron at this moment because the things that he did for her in the last couple of chapters were just so meaningful. While Reese really has been pushing and pushing and pushing and only pushing on the basis of that one night that they shared. And I'm like, dude, I mean, come on, just show her in another way that she means the world to you. Like, tell your freaking girlfriend that you don't want to be with her. So that kind of lost me when it comes to Reese. And then Cameron, like I mentioned, made some amazing gestures towards her that kind of made me love him all the more. So I'm kind of rooting for Cameron at this time. And I'm going to update you once I finish this book. I have only like 30 minutes of the audiobook left. So once I finish that, I'm going to update you and wrap up this vlog. I'm really curious. I'm going to prepare myself. I need to go to the doctor because obviously my voice hasn't come back yet. And I'll be back. You can already see from my dopey smile that I finished the book and I was completely right. Charlie ended up with Cameron, with her husband. So I have some thoughts here. I mean, yeah, I did in the end understand her decision to go back to Cameron. I didn't like how Reese's character arc kind of got stuck in this second book. So that is something that unfortunately was not the perfectly happily ever after, but within a love triangle, obviously that's almost never possible. But thankfully he gets his own book, which I'll probably pick up sometime soon. But yeah, I'm just happy that I called it. That's the first thing. And I'm also happy that a marriage didn't get broken. Obviously, that they were willing to put in some work to try to make it work. That they had their baby, that we had an epilogue to see where everything wrapped up and how Reese was still in their lives in the end, and how Cameron was the bigger man and really accepted the fact that Reese could still be in their lives. So I really love that. And yeah, I do have to say that I'm pretty happy with this pick for the vlog because I was on top of all the angst. I was really emotional while reading these two books. I wanted to kind of throw the book if I had a physical copy many times over. There was a lot of drama, a lot of trauma to work through. I loved Reese in the first book. I hated him in the second. I hated Cameron in the first book. I loved him in the second. Charlie was all over the place the whole time, and it just made for a very entertaining and very emotional and just an engaging read. So I definitely love the two books. Like I mentioned, the third book, which, what's it called? Something like what he never knew, I think is the book. I'm going to pick it up sometime soon. I just have a couple of books that I want to wrap up in the next couple of days. I started a Catherine Cowles book, my very first one. I've seen everyone on BookTube talking about Catherine Cowles, so I really wanted to pick up a book of hers, and I've just started one and I'm loving it so far. I want to pick up the new release by Elena Armas. I need to start on my next week reading vlog for Wednesday, which I'm going to mention now, because Wednesday is a W, so it's going to be a Wedding Wednesday pick. where I'm going to focus on a book that centers on a wedding. And I picked one which I think I'm going to like because I've liked the previous books that I've picked up by this author. It's Megan Quinn's Two Wedding Crashers, I think that the book is called. So I expect it to be a rom-com, kind of a light, funny type of romance. And especially the wedding vibes are going to contribute to another fun time during the reading vlog. So I also need to pick up that book in the next couple of days so I can record it in time to release it on Wednesday next week. And yeah, I just have a couple of books that I have planned that I want to finish first before I go ahead and pick up Reese's book, but I'm definitely going to be picking it up. And just to wrap up this video, I do want to say I saw on Instagram Candy Steiner got married just recently. I wish her all the best, all the most romantic things that she writes about in her books, that they happen to her in real life. And yeah, all the best to them. They had wonderful wedding pictures on their Instagram. I think they got married in Austria or Switzerland or somewhere where it's just so beautiful and picturesque. Just such an amazing decision on their part to get married in such a picturesque location. And yeah, I just wish them all the best, all the love in the world, and I hope for her to keep writing such amazing stories. I think that A Love Letter to Whiskey is her most angsty book, but this duet definitely gives it a run for its money. I was looking for the expression there. It gives it a run for its money because it's quite angsty as well. And yeah, I just wanted to say that I absolutely loved this pick, these two books for this reading vlog, and I hope that the next one is as successful as this one. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. I'm sorry that I had to make it spoiler filled. I just don't know yet how to make it spoiler free. I need to keep working on that a little bit. And yeah, stay tuned for a new video. I hope that my voice cooperates. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you thought about my vlog and what you think about the books if you've read them. And I hope to see you very soon in the next one. Have a happy, wonderful, marvelous, sunny day. Happy reading. Take care. Bye bye.